July 7th, Zone 3A container garden in an industrial area. Just a quick midweek video because of some of the things I've noticed. There's a poppy. Check that shit out. There's a couple other poppies. And this one just lost its leaves today, or petals. Anyway, looking at the potatoes, I had stopped watering them for 5 days because the last video I showed that the leaves wilting and the stem rotting on the Yukon Gold potato. And I thought maybe it's too moist down there. I stuck my fingers in there, and I'm growing them in straw, as you know, and they seemed really wet down there. So I stopped watering for 5 days. I'm watering today for one reason only. The potatoes over there look like they're starting to wilt. So I've just finished watering them, but I've noticed that these potatoes here, Red Pontiac, indeterminate, they seem to be doing the best out of all the potatoes I'm growing. I have 2 bins of them, and when you zoom back out, you can actually see the 2 bins of the Red Pontiac, right? So these ones are the Red Pontiac. These ones here are the Warba. They're the ones that wilted. Even though it still seems moist enough in the straw, you can see they wilted a bit. They're not falling over because I have the snow fence in there, but I've watered them, and we'll see if they perk up tomorrow. So I'm basically documenting that. These ones here are the Viking red potatoes. I believe I like the Viking potatoes. I believe they did well last year, but this year I don't know what's happening. I don't know if the flowers are drying up or what's going on. Anyway, foliage looks good. Coming over here, these are the Yukon Gold, I believe. Yes, the Yukon Gold. They are the ones that I had the problem with in the last video. You see there, I don't know if this is the same plant underneath, but when I pull this stem apart, well, whatever, it smells like it's rotten. So I was thinking maybe it's too moist down there and the plants are rotting. So that's why I stopped watering them for 5 days. You can see over here on the Viking potatoes, I have some leaf curling and whatever. So I don't know. Anyway, moving on, you can see the other Red Pontiacs are doing spectacular. Look at the flowers. Anyway, Red Pontiacs on both ends doing great. And these are the russets. They are, I don't know, you see the leaves are not quite really green. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, I also want to point out today was, well, some people said it was 30 degrees out. I think it's somewhere closer to 26 to 28, but I fill these trays every morning with water, and you can see how they're, well, that one's drying out in the back there too. So these plants and evaporation used a lot of water today. This is the first time that this many of them have been dry. There's a few down there that have been dry before, but I think it's just because they're not level, so the trays don't actually get full up. Actually, let's just walk down there since we're doing a video. You can come see the tomato plants at the other end. So I'm hoping these trays will stop the tomatoes from splitting. You can see that's dry. This one's still got water in it, but it's in the plastic pail. Plastic pails don't absorb as much water as the bags. That one's dry. That one back there has a little bit of water. These all have a little bit. Plastic pails have quite a bit. But I'm hoping that the trays holding the water will stop the tomatoes from splitting, because they'll have a constant supply of water instead of getting watered first thing in the morning and then in the evening and drying out in between. I don't know, we'll see how that works out for me. Anyway, yeah, this is just a video to highlight the potatoes and how they're doing. The Red Pontiac seems to be doing the best. They seem to be the healthiest. They look the healthiest. They're the greenest. They're doing great. There's no rot or wilting or anything on any of them. And yeah,